In 5 weeks, we'll be heading up north to Tieton, Washington for the Grand Prix. We look forward to this every year, and this year we're taking the BMW. So it's had quite a bit of drive time since last year, and it's due for some service. So it needs some touching up inside and out, and then everything gone over mechanically. So I'm going to get it in the garage here where I had the Studebaker, and take a few things apart and get it all ready to go. So let's see how it goes. So the next order of business was to clean out the garage and get the BMW moved into the maintenance slot. So I got that finished. Alright, moving on. Alright, I have the BMW up on the jack stands, ready to start disassembly. In preparation for Tieton, I'm going to do the following things. I'm going to remove the rear cover, I'm going to change the oil, clean the air filter, oil the chain, check and adjust the brakes, check the tire pressure, everything at 40 pounds, check all the nuts and bolts, and go over the whole throttle system, make sure everything's copacetic. Then on the exterior, I'm going to paint the front axle and the spring and do some touch-up paint. And then there's an opening by the spring and the tie rod that are all beat up. I need to clean those up. And then the front grille, I'm going to try to freshen that up because it's taken a few rocks and things. And then I have some badges from last year. Tieton 2016. I have to paint them and then install them. And then one final thing is I want to put a rubber mat in it. Okay, plenty to do. But I can go up there and feel confident that I've checked everything out. Okay. Okay, I took off the front wheels, and if you remember a couple of videos ago, we were out at Rockabilly Bash and I had broken this front axle. This weld had broke here and this wheel laid over. Well, I subsequently re-welded it, put it back on, and we drove the crap out of it, so it's holding up pretty good. But I need to prep it and paint it. So, and then there's some chips and dings from a year's worth of driving this thing. We got a lot of hours on this chassis. We drive it every chance we get. So it's kind of dinged up. Alright, so I'll get that off of there. While I had the axle off welding it, I upgraded to 3/8 tie rods. They're just much nicer than the 5/16. And then I put in a new pitman arm right here. So I'm happy with that change. This grill's taken a bit of a beating in just the right light. There's all kinds of dents and dings from flying rocks. So I designed this so I could remove this aluminum frame, unscrew it, and then replace this mirrored aluminum here. I buy this in a 4x8 sheet for what I do for work, so I have leftover. So by the time I'm done with this, it'll look brand new again. Okay. I'm going to remove the rear wheels to make it easier to get this rear cover off. But I'm noticing this is the freewheeling hub, And over time, the nut in here loosens a little. So see how this is just a little bit too sloppy. You want it to freewheel, but that's just too much. So that's good that I'm taking that off. I can tighten the nut. And then over here on the drive side, there's even a little bit of movement there. That nut should be tight inside here. So that's good. I'm taking it off. I can tighten it all up. Okay, get those wheels off, and then I can get this rear cover off of there. Okay, so now I have to take these out right here because they go into the steel chassis. Do that on both sides and the cover will come off. I decided to buy a new air cleaner, air filter. They're about 10 bucks, I think. I can get that from NR Racing. Oh yeah, they're kind of dirty. You know, I think I'll take the engine off. It doesn't take long, just to kind of undo the chain and the throttle and the 4 bolts and pull that thing off, put it on the bench, and then I can give it a good cleaning all over, check everything, change the oil. I'll be able to get to the chassis. I'll also show you how I hook up the kill switch, in essence, the wiring diagram. Okay, let's get that engine off of there. Gasket's a little bit beat up, but still usable. Smells a little bit burnt, due for an oil change, that's for sure. Okay. Everything's looking pretty good here. Final little wipe down. And it's ready to go back in. Okay, chassis is all clean, so I can put the motor back in. I gotta clean up the chain and get it oiled and make some little adjustments to the brake. But while I was cleaning it, I'm inspecting things and everything looks good, so moving on. Alright, so I cleaned up the chain. I just used some carb cleaner. It cut through the residual oil and dirt very easily. Wiped it off with a cloth, and then I have some of this chain lube, which I'll put on once I get it installed. Alright, looks in pretty good shape. I'm going to reuse it. Doesn't seem to be any issues. Alright, I have everything bolted back in place. I oiled up the chain, and I had it running here a minute ago. Let's see, let's fire it up, see if it's still warm enough. Alright. Sounds healthy with that muffler, that's for sure. So, in case I hadn't mentioned it, this engine has the 8-degree timing key in the flywheel, advanced 8 degrees. Of course, it's got the 1-inch header and muffler, and then the Venturi with the K&N filter. That allows it to breathe better. So that kicks it up to about 10.5, 11 horsepower. It's got the heavier valve springs. But I did not remove the governor. You can see all the springs and rods are still there. The original throttle plate is still here. So if you don't remove the governor, then all this stays. If you remove the governor, all that goes away and you got to create your own throttle. Which isn't all that hard, but it's, you know, it's just for me, it's easier to leave this on. So, anyway, this thing scoots pretty good. It's got this, this is plenty of engine for this car, that's for sure. I thought I'd take a minute and show you the circuit for this kill button. It's a 2-wire switch, got it at Ace Hardware. It's considered an always on switch. The circuit is only broken when you push and hold the button, which is what we want. We want the circuit to always be on until we want to kill the motor by holding that in. So the 2 wires go to 2 places right here. You have the switch. There's one of them, that's your ground. This switch is grounded to the shroud, so when you plug into that wire, that's your ground circuit. And then you have a black wire that comes from inside the engine there. It's the coil, your power wire, you could say. That's where the other one attaches, right there. Simple circuit. You push and hold the button and it grounds out to the shroud. Kills the motor. All right, I'll show you the diagram. I drew up something real simple. Here's a simple diagram. Just stop the video and stare at this for a while. I'm turning my attention to the inside, this floor. Taking quite a beating. I took out the seats and went and bought it's just a doormat, commercial doormat, 2 foot by 3 foot. Looks like it's built pretty well, so I'll cut it to fit inside. I might glue it down, we'll see. It's going to stop right here where the seat, you can see the line of the seat. Alright, let's get to work on that. I'm making progress on this mat. I made a paper pattern, so that should help me get it to fit good. And then there were 8 bolts I had to remove that went through the plywood deck that'll come through the mat. It worked out good because the mat is just 1 inch longer than it needs to be, so it'll be hidden under the seat, the end of it. I lucked out there. From paper pattern to installation. Well, actually it's not installed yet. It just fit in there well, and I have to drill the holes through for the nuts and bolts. But I'm happy. All right, moving on. Using various files and such, I was able to clean up this opening here. I lengthened it so there's more room for the spring, and then I cleaned up the opening where the tie rod comes out. I have to do some paint touch up here. But that's one more thing off the list. Getting closer to having this thing finished. Okay, I have the side covers back on. And I put the interior panels in. So the inside's all finished now. Nice improvement with the carpet. I love it when a plan comes together. I'm down to just doing the painting on that axle, and I think I'll put some fresh paint on these hubs too, and then a little bit of touch up on the white and call it good. Installed a new piece of metal here. Instead of the chrome bright mirror finish, this is a brushed bronze. It's what I had left over from a job. Next year it might be something different, but I like it. These are the parts that are going to get repainted, touched up, repainted. So it shouldn't take too long to get these prepped, cleaned, and painted and back on the car. So that's my focus for this morning. I'm making decent progress on getting everything painted. Got everything in color now, and I just getting ready to spray the clear. So maybe later this evening I can start putting things back together. All right. Whoa. All right, the all-important painting is done. Got the clear coat on everything, and it's got a nice sheen to it. Yeah, definitely an improvement. I have my Tieton 2016 badges ready to put on. Alright, this was a big part of getting this car ready, was painting these parts, so I'm glad that's done. Now on to final assembly. Just a little bit left to do, and I can get this thing down off the jack stands. Just installing the spindles and the wheels, in essence. Finished putting the rear wheels on, so that's done. Okay, let's finish her up. That is one fine looking machine, if I do say so myself. All ready for the trip. All right. One of the important tasks still left to do is to put the BMW inside the cargo trailer that I'm using this year, the one that I'm towing. So I have to rig up the tie downs, and that's all down at the shop. So I'm going to haul the BMW down there tonight so that tomorrow, with the guys' help, we can get it tied down. That looks nice sitting on the trailer. Nice little package. Okay, it's 7 in the morning and we're down here at the shop, and Mikey's taking the Beamer for a spin. Thing looks good gleaming in the sun. That's my new box trailer. It's a 6x10, where my old box trailer, cargo trailer, was 5x8 and the car wouldn't fit in it. So I sold that one and then bought this one. And this is nice. It's got a side ramp, or a rear ramp, and a side door. So my goal now is to get it all chalked in and tied in for the trip. Okay, I think that'll be the end of the fixing up the car video. The next videos you see after this will be of our adventures in Tieton. Alright. Almost on the road. I'm sitting here at my desk and I have plenty of work I need to be doing. But truthfully, all I can think about is the Tieton Grand Prix. We leave in a week. So as always, everybody, thanks for watching. See you later.